Well, good morning, guys, and welcome back to
Nearly stood on a big jellyfish. Be careful.
Hmm?
What?
Hmm?
What?
Nothing.
There's not much to see up here. Apart from mountains, of course. Eerie, abandoned feel of it. You always make me do things that freak me out, so I'm going to get you something freaky. Are you talking to me now, are you? No. Oh. A bit more sketchy here.
Anyone else have an irrational fear of dying in a Norwegian drop toilet? Welcome to Senja.
Can't see it yet.
Yeah, a little bit overcast. Now, thankfully, looking at the weather forecast, the weather is supposed to improve because apparently we are surrounded by some fantastic mountains. The downside being is now we arrived yesterday morning, the boat over.
I had to sit out the back the whole way. I felt really sick. It was that, the big rolling waves and the boats like this. Oh, it's horrible. It's really horrible.
And then we got into the port, kind of just mitched around for a bit, and then discovered that down in the port there's a fantastic little waiting room. So we just hunkered down there for the day and got a bunch of work done, which was really good. Came to our park up, nice chilled out evening. We are now, we were planning on doing a hike this morning.
I'm having a bit of a bad anxiety day, so I'm a bit kind of disappointed we can't get moving. So we're going to have to try and find some other things today, aren't we? Because I think if you hiked, you wouldn't see anything apart from mist.
Yeah, just
cloud.
mist. But what we'll probably have to do this morning is just drive along the coastline, which of course we are on another one of Norway's scenic coastal routes, and just take our time.
Entertain me, somehow.
I'll hire someone to entertain her. Gets quite tiring after a while.
Oh, where did we come into? Gills Fjord. You can put where we came into.
Senja.
We came into Senja, this little village that you come into on the boat.
I know what you're going to talk about.
There's a second-hand shop. It's amazing. It's got so much stuff in. I bought 2 things. I spent about, at least 30 minutes just in that one shop. Apart from the supermarket, I think it might be the only shop. But it's brilliant, so go in there and have a look.
What was funny is when I walked past it about 20 minutes later, the lady had shut up shop. She's probably made her sales for the season.
It was actually a man, and we had quite a nice chat. He was telling me about hiking and fishing.
There you go.
So you get a bit of local info as well if you go in there.
As well as
bargains.
Well, I thought it was a hat, but it turns out it's a
pot stand, which it was brand new, made locally, and in the souvenir shops they were selling them for something like £35. I got it for £6.
Got a bargain.
It's not for us, it's a present. Don't tell them I got it cheap.
Those lucky people getting a tea cozy cum hat.
It's not a tea cozy.
Right, well, we are going to wander back to the van and probably drive on a little bit and maybe have second or third breakfast, I'm not sure. But we'll drive on a little bit. But yeah, welcome to Senja. This place is supposed to be beautiful, and hopefully later on in the vlog we'll actually start to be able to see it. Right, let's avoid the jellyfish, back to the van.
There's lots of them. Sounds a bit weird to me.
Enjoy each other after almost 6 months on the road.
How many of these couples do you reckon are still together? We've been cynical again.
What a cynic's view that is. So we're actually at the Troll Museum, but behind us here should be one of the biggest trolls in Norway, but sadly they lost it in a troll fire, and now it's just been left to rack and ruin, which in a way has its own little special charm to it.
I think we need a souvenir troll. Not for the van, just a fridge magnet troll or something.
No.
You always make me do things that freak me out, so I'm going to get you something freaky.
Actually, speaking of freaking out, I was saying to Nicola this morning, there's one thing that has kind of followed me all the way through Norway that I have
irrational, that's
the word I was looking for, irrational fear for. There's lots of drop toilets in Norway, and I have an irrational fear of when I sit in one, it's going to collapse and I'm going to fall into it. Anyone else have an irrational fear of dying in a Norwegian drop toilet? Put a comment below. So reason number 7,415 why we fall in love with Norway. You come to do your shopping, free coffee, and you know how much we, especially me, like our coffee. And this isn't the first time this has happened. It seems to be a little community run thing where free coffee. And even though it's only 10 till 12 and it's half 12, the girl at the checkout was like, come have coffee. Oh yeah, I've run out of that one. There's coffee behind you there. Oops, I drank all the coffee. Oh, rocket fuel. Norway, we love you. Nicola's pouring the coffee over the table now. Hang on, got to go and help her. Well, the weather seems to be starting to clear up, and we've brought ourselves, well, Nicola's already had a little mooch around and then she's back in the van. But this, as a photographer, is my idea of heaven. Not the greatest of light. I mean, there's some lovely light on the far distant cliffs over there, but this is just beautiful. Just some rock formations, and anyone who knows me from my photographer days knows that I get a bit excited about rock patterns and whoa. But no, this is beautiful, and as I say, the weather does seem to be improving somewhat, which bodes well for hopefully the next couple of days whenever we will get up some hiking or get some hiking put on. But beautiful. Right, back to the van and we shall mosey on. Well, g'day folks. Actually, almost tea time. Been hunkered down in the van most of the day working. We did both do a 10-mile run this morning as well. As you've already seen, it was an absolutely glorious bit of light last night. It lasted about 10 minutes. It was quite funny watching everyone scamper around. Now, we were expecting slightly better conditions today, but we seem to have been socked in the whole way. Although the mountains across the way are now starting to come out. We've just come out for a little basic hike. We're saving our legs a little bit for a more challenging day tomorrow. And what's quite funny is I kind of, as you know, I'm a logistics man on these trips, and so I have all these sort of plans and list of plans, and Nicola doesn't really know kind of what we're up to, what we're doing. But because she knows there's something in the area that she needs to check out, we have to come see it. And we've come and seen it. And she looks suitably impressed, if you can pick up my sarcasm. Come to see a little cave, Russell's Hole or something, Russahola. And I didn't think it was going to be that impressive, and maybe there's some story behind it, and I'll read up on it. But
Russians.
Oh, the Russian Hole. Hello.
Are you talking to me now, are you?
Yeah, we've been a bit sketchy with each other today. It's only expected. Despite the fact I haven't given her a mic. Because we wanted to do a big run this morning, we then didn't have time to get out of here, and unfortunately the hikes in this area are kind of quite short. Still beautiful to see. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be far too bright. Yep, bit of light now on the far distant mountains. Now, part of this hike, you can go on out here to a viewpoint, but I think we're actually going to turn on our heels and get up a little nubbin there that then meanders back along the coast back to the van, which, by the way, an absolutely fantastic little park up, completely free of charge, emptying, toilets. We've been here, so we'll be here 2 nights now. Well, we shall make our way up a little nubbin and we'll catch up there, if she hasn't done me in by then.
Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't.
Short and sharp, and we're at the top. It's only about 110 metres.
What? What?
Nothing.
Wasn't expecting any people.
You've got too used to having goats at the top of hills. Yeah, the views are really nice actually up here. Nice little simple walk up from the camp area. And after a bit of a rest, we will drop down the other side and then walk along the coast. But hopefully that sun continues to light up those cliffs, because the light last night was beautiful. Right, back down to the coast.
There's not much to see up here. Apart from mountains, of course.
Yeah, just mountains. You know by now, this one here is hard to please. It's a continual battle to try to keep her entertained. In this little village, there is what looks to be a spectacular restaurant and bar. Maybe that would keep her entertained. Salty chips.
Oh, I'd love some salty chips.
And they're doing mussels as a speciality as well.
We've got vegetable noodles. Woohoo!
I am getting sick and tired of vegetable noodles.
You chose them.
Doesn't mean I can't get sick and tired of them. Anyway, enough about our culinary plans. Time to get down to the coastline and back to the van. Catch up in a bit. Oh, he's going to fall over.
When it rains, oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, make it change.
Well, that's us nearly back at the van, but that little coastal path, don't let that fool you. Sort of, it was the description as nice little gentle saunter by the coast. Of course, Norwegian descriptions for hikes are just, take those with a pinch of salt. However, we did have phenomenal views of a white-tailed eagle. Just, well, it was being mobbed, but just soaring past us. Unfortunately, I only had the wide angle, so it was quite small on the frame.
Yeah, if you're going up, don't come back the coastal way. Far more difficult.
Bit dodgy, bit sketchy. But yeah, we can now see our little home for the night without salty chips.
We can go get salty chips.
Woo! Morning, guys. Bit of an interesting power situation going on. You get so accustomed to travelling with solar in sunny climates, and of course for quite a bit of the first part of this year we were in Spain and Portugal, and we've been very fortunate with the weather in Norway so far, as I'm sure you've seen. The last week or so it's been a little bit more overcast and we've been a lot more stationary, and Nicola's had a lot more work. I woke up this morning and we have two charge testers or sort of panels on our van. One is showing 12.3, which isn't good anyway, but one was showing 11.4, which is really not good. So I think we might have to, at some point in the next day or so, get ourselves checked into a campsite and plug her in. It was due to be sunny over these last couple of days and next couple of days, but still looking a bit cloudy. So we're still just running the standard lead acid batteries as well. We were considering lithium at the start of the year, but they're expensive investment. These batteries are 6 years old, so they probably are in need of replacement anyway. Might need to stick another couple of hamsters on the wheel to get things charged up. Actually, was thinking of, before we came away as well, getting one of those little battery packs, the Blue Yetis or I forget the other manufacturers. Other manufacturers are available. Always concerned though just how long they would take to recharge, and I don't really want to take a big hulking battery pack into a coffee shop. But they would be quite useful at times like this, because you know, if we do want to use our laptops today, it's a bit of an issue. Anyway, that's just Friday morning blues. Oh yeah, Nicola's in there. Half a cup of tea down. She's dizzy. Related to the lack of battery power or not? Not quite sure. Anyway, we'll enjoy our coffees, and then we're off to climb, or at least view and climb, one of Senja's most popular hiking routes. Well, we've tried to wait for the sun to come out, and the sun isn't coming out. No. We're still socked in Senja, but we might as well get up the hill anyway. You can see a bit of it now, a bit better than it was a couple of hours ago, but given the fact that we've already paid 20 quid to park here for 24 hours,
We better do something.
we best make the most of it. So we're going to go and climb anyway. We're not going up Selga.
Segler.
We're actually going to go up Heston instead, which offers hopefully better views of a mountain in the clouds. Anyway, apparently it's about between a 3 and a 4 hour round trip. So, and it just so happens, I think, that the trailhead starts and finishes at a pub.
I could sit around and wait all day.
It's muggy.
It's a little bit muggy. And right from the trailhead, it's up.
Can you see me? Oh yeah. Hello.
Of course they can see you. That's all they want to see.
I doubt that very much. Heston.
No, this isn't
Oh.
Heston. This is the viewpoint,
Segler.
the Segla. I believe, I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure
We'll go
that's...
first. Actually, it's normally me that's wrong.
But yeah, those clouds are not going to clear. So
That's why we thought we'd just head on.
we have made peace with the fact that we're not going to get nice views. We actually passed a German couple. Finnish, sorry.
Yeah.
German number plate though.
No, it wasn't. It's Finnish.
It was German.
No, it wasn't. No, I'm right on this one. Finnish.
As you can tell, this has been a vlog where we've been absolutely, totally and utterly head over heels in love with each other.
You can tell we've been how many weeks cooped up? Nearly 11
weeks.
weeks. Got a bit stir crazy.
Anyway, and as he was walking back, I says, "Oh, you've been to the top," and he kind of sort of kept on walking. And I was like, "Any views?" And he went, and just kept on
So
walking
that is no.
in a German accent.
Finish. I've just remembered something. If you watched last week's vlog, was it last week? Well, I couldn't see very well. Or was it this week? I don't know. One of the weeks. I found out why. Turns out somehow I hadn't put the lens in.
Told you, one of three things. Put two in one eye, hadn't put it in, or put it in upside down.
But the thing is, I had put it in that morning because I remember putting it in. But obviously when I took my finger away, it must have still been attached. Anyway, I thought you might want to know. You might have been wondering all week.
All week. I bet you any money there's at least one person out there has been. And by that I mean Nicola seems to have a growing little fan club going on out there. What about some love for Nigel, eh?
I love you. Sometimes.
Just passed a couple of guys coming down off the mountain and they were carrying fishing rods.
I thought it was a shotgun. A rifle or something.
A rifle,
Actually, that would have been less weird.
a rifle would make more sense than a fishing rod. That must be one heck of a cast he's got. Listen to me, all knowledgeable with fishing terms. Cast and rod and fish.
All we really have is time.
We have reached a little grassy plateau that if you do any searching on Segla or Heston, you'll find that this is where most people will get that iconic picture from, over by the ridgeline. But already the views are pretty spectacular.
Lovely. And this was about 35, 40 minutes up.
Yeah, it's not too
Not
bad
too
actually.
bad.
It's reasonable. If you're a photographer and you're able to sort of hang around this area for 2 or 3 days, it's probably an easy sort of afternoon, evening hike up, even 2 or 3 days in a row just to get an image. Or as I've seen up here, some people camping as well.
Hopefully that cloud will lift.
Yeah, you never knew your luck. Well, we're going to wander now along to the sheer drop.
So I can eat. As usual, I'm
Is
hungry.
there a cafe up here or something?
No, I'm hungry.
Heston's Cakes. And basically, I think where we're going to be looking down over is Miage Ford. Completely butchering the name as always. But that's where we were this morning and where we stayed for the last couple of days. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have some light on the mountain, but it's also quite nice shrouded in a little bit of cloud. Let's see whether she shows her peak. Getting it fall over again.
All we really have is time.
I just fell on a non-existent rock.
Not the first time. Wow, now that is an impressive
That's
mountain.
nice. I think I was looking up and just kind of...
I think we've been on some walks that lead us to a sheer edge. I think this one's probably gonna...
Is that an edge there? Is it?
Go take a look.
Oh my! Oh, that's rather nice.
Where's she away to?
Am I not meant to go to the end?
You can go wherever you like. She's all brave now. Look at that. Really, really nice. I think the views are better though from a distance.
Yeah, I
Where
think
you
so.
really get to see its structure.
Yeah.
I think it's actually called the seal of Senja because of the shape of it. Shrouded in cloud. The summit must be. Now, of course, you cannot get up at this side. I guess maybe there's rock climbers who can. There is only if you're hiking is only one way and it's around the other side. But very impressive.
Yeah, it's very Lord of the Rings-ish.
My precious. Lack of light.
Yeah.
Sad photographer face.
I'm sorry, darling, but at least it's not raining and we can come up and see it.
You seeing the positives in
That's a
everything.
first.
Exactly. It's only taken 9 months of travel on the road or something.
I'm just going to take a look around the corner. I'll be careful.
I don't think there's anything around the corner.
I'll let you know. No. Oh. A bit more sketchy here. Yeah, I don't think there's any need to go any further.
Take it with anybody but you.
Well, we've walked up a little bit more towards the peak of Heston. We're not going to go all the way up because it's pretty much sucked in.
As well, yeah.
But you do actually get some nicer views of Senja as well here. Really beautiful, really, really nice. But yeah, we're not going to go all the way up to Heston.
I should have brought my poles. It looks quite slippery on the way down on this bit, so...
How many times have you heard her say that? Maybe by the end of this trip.
I'm going to get a t-shirt. I should have brought my poles.
Right, well, we're going to have a drink here.
Yes.
I might do a little bit of photography. And as usual, not a lot of any footage on the way back down again.
But I reckon you could do an up and down easily in 2 hours.
A couple of hours, yeah, no problem. That's what I'm saying. If you're a photographer and you want to kind of come up and get this image, even if you've got to do it 2 or 3 times, it's not too much of a hike. And it is a very impressive, very beautiful mountain. Right, we shall see you back down at the van.
Oh, yeah, see you later. I'm already thinking about food.
Said with such heart and passion. Well, good morning, guys. And despite it looking grey and overcast, we actually woke up this morning to bright blue skies. It was absolutely stunning and really warm as well. And then we drove through a tunnel and it all went a bit cloudy.
It was like a magical trick.
And then we drove through another tunnel and it got sunny again. So we ended up at the little lookout looking over Husøy. Interesting little village, actually.
I can't understand why they put so many houses on one little bit of land. It really looked overcrowded.
Yeah. I think everyone wants to live on Husøy by the looks of things.
But I don't think there was anything much there. I could, through my bins, I could see a play park and a football pitch, and that was it. I'd get bored.
We know how much she likes to be entertained. And then we've come along to the ferry port. We arrived a couple of hours early. And Nicola discovered...
a free shower in the toilet.
Free hot shower.
Really hot, powerful, clean, fantastic. I just literally ran back to the van, grabbed my stuff, said, I'm off for a shower.
Yeah.
Nigel looked very bemused for a moment.
And it looks like you can stay here as well, 150 NOK, which is actually really good price, including electricity.
Yeah, really good.
And then we went and bought some raisin ballers, which turned out to be chocolate ballers. So
I prefer raisin.
This stays.
But he doesn't, so he
stays going well.
Yeah, he got a good thing.
But yeah, it's socked in again. It seems to be that this side of the island is pretty socked in, but we're getting off Senja today. Unfortunately, the weather has been a little bit more inclement. Not raining, but just we're not able to appreciate I mean, we got a little glimpse of what the mountains in Senja look like this morning. I guess it'll just be somewhere we'll have to come back to. And let me tell you, even though it's a long way to come, Norway, as you've probably guessed, has fast become one of our favourite countries to travel in the van.
Amazing. One thing we haven't always, there's been a couple of facilities we've used which had been VIPs payment, and if we haven't been able to find anybody to pay to do VIPs for us, one thing we are doing, maybe to ease our conscience, I don't know, but as a good thing, we're adding up what we would spend and we're going to give that money to charity when we get back to Ireland.
Probably to the Dogs Trust.
Yeah. But if you do come across services that either aren't chargeable or you can't pay for whatever reason, maybe you'd like to do the same thing.
There you go. Start a new trend. Right, well, ferry's in about an hour's time, so we're going to go back, get ourselves ready, get some coffee on the pipe, and then we're back onto the mainland, heading towards Tromsø, where we have something quite special booked.
Scary, again.
And also loud in my ear.
Oh, was that? Sorry.
And of course I can now hear in my ear because we just had a nice shower.
We hadn't had one for a little while and it just felt amazing.
But yeah, next up, over to Sumarøy, heading towards Tromsø. But that, as always, will be a story for next time.
But thank you, Norway, for your facilities. You are amazing.
Just in case Norway's watching.
Yeah.
Right, guys, well, once again, thanks a lot for following along. And until next time, see you later. I might go have another shower, actually. Bonus. Bye-bye.
Get with anybody but you.